Last round, two different dance philosophies went head to head. One built on raw street energy, the other on structure and training and evolution. Today, we're stepping into the other half of the semifinals, the performance division, where the conversation gets deeper, and this isn't just about dance anymore, but it's about identity, environment, and intention. Welcome to CinemaVersus. This is Save the Last Dance versus Stomp the Yard. What's up, what's goody, and what's poppin'? And welcome to today's episode of CinemaVersus. If this is your first time being here, first of all, hey, Professor Ogilvy! Hello! My name is Top Cat. I am your YouTube personality, reactionary goddess, and cinema griot. Thank you so much for being here, because you could have been anywhere on Beyonce's good internet, but you were here with me, and I appreciate you for that. So I only ask one favor while you're watching this video. If at any point in the video you like what you see upon your black screen, you know your black mirror. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, baby. Enjoy the Fambaland, because we're obviously friends now.
We're friends now.
Welcome back to CinemaVersus, where movies don't just get examined, they get broken down and compared, but all for the love of discourse. Today's semifinal round is Stomp the Yard versus Save the Last Dance. One rooted in discipline, one rooted in legacy. The other explores identity, adaptation, and belonging. Now, again, if this is your first time being here, we normally do 5 rounds, but because I've already done a good job of breaking down what made these movies so great in the first set of rounds, we're only gonna do 3, but y'all already know the rules. I don't declare the winner, you do. So make sure you go to the community tab and hit the polls, baby, because only one of these movies is making it to the finale. Now, before we get into today's battle, we have to talk about last week's battle and see which one of these 2 movies is making it to the finale. Last round was You Got Served versus Step Up to the Street. And the winner moving on into the next round is...
Drum roll, please.
You Got Served. So whoever wins today's battle will have to go up a film that has legacy, raw competition, and a pretty solid fan base.
Seems to me like the money in the hat goes to David and Ed.
On one side, Stomp the Yard, a story about grief, discipline, and brotherhood set within the HBCU culture. And on the other, we have Save the Last Dance, a story about loss and adaptation and finding where your place between 2 worlds do you actually belong. Let's get into today's video. Let's get into round 1, which is Sonic Soul, the soundtrack and the hype. Round 1 is all about energy. Not just what sounds good, but what will actually get you moving. The soundtrack of these movies are what makes the movement on screen really pop. So the soundtrack isn't just an engine, it's atmosphere. Stomp the Yard leans into high energy performance driven music. Tracks like Go Hard or Go Home by E40, Walk It Out by DJ Unk, Pop Lock and Drop It, and a lot of the music from the Snap Crunk era, built for movement, rhythm, and group performance. And beyond the soundtrack, the stepping itself is also a part of the music. The sound and the choreography are fully connected. And the thing about this soundtrack, it doesn't just sit behind dancing, it pushes it. This is music that makes you move no matter what, whether you like it or not. You're gonna be on that floor. Now, Save the Last Dance comes from a different lane. You've got Crazy by Casey and JoJo, You Make Me Sick from Pink, Breathe and Stop by Q-Tip, You Can Do It by Ice Cube, You Know What's Up, Donnell Jones. This is a soundtrack that is a lot smoother, more radio, more vibe, more of a crossover vibe and feel. It's not trying to hit you in the chest, it's just trying to ride with you. See, the music supports both dance scenes and emotional storytelling, and it's less about driving choreography and more about creating tone. So this round, one soundtrack is movement driven and percussive. The other is atmospheric and genre blending. So my question is, What matters most to you? Round 2, crew chemistry and psychology. Now, when we shift from the music into the environment of and the worlds of these films, in dance films, your crews are shaped by growth, your pressure, and your sense of belonging. And now I know somebody is like, now Top Cat, there is no dance crew in Say the Last Dance, which is true. But there's still a social crew, which we'll get into. In Save the Last Dance, the social dynamic is more fluid. Sarah enters an existing group with Chanel and Derek and all of their friends, and she gradually integrates into it. There's less structure here and more focus on the relationship and social navigation. Whereas Stomp the Yard, the chemistry is built all throughout the fraternity structure. There's a hierarchy, there's competition, and initiation. Belonging isn't automatic, it's earned. And it creates both tension and unity. If you watch interviews of the actors in Stomp the Yard to this day, they talk about how they really felt like they crossed over or they really joined a fraternity. So these movies are showing you what a chosen family can give you. However, one environment is structured and earned. The other is adaptive and social. And now I ask you, which one stands out to you? Would you rather be part of a social circle or would you rather be in a fraternity? Round 3, purpose versus ego, the spiritual core of it all. In this final round, we look at the motivations of our character because every dancer has a reason, but not every reason is weighed and equal to the same amount. In Stomp the Yard, DJ begins his journey with an ego centered around anger. Because he felt like this responsibility for the death of his brother, there was a weight on his shoulders. But in time, throughout the movie, it evolves. It becomes discipline. It evolves through the brotherhood of Theta Nu Theta and a collective purpose to beat Mu Gamma Xi and to make them calm down just a little bit. The egos was just crazy in that fraternity. For DJ, his growth becomes tied to something bigger than himself, which is what we've heard them say so much throughout the movie. We're a team, and he finally gets with the program. In Say the Last Dance, Sarah's journey is more individual. She's working through grief, rebuilding confidence, and pursuing her goals. Her growth is centered on self-expression and achievement and figuring out the best way to navigate a world that has more than one shade of white. Because she came from a very white-centered space and now she's in a place of various shades of color. So in this round, one story moves towards collective purpose and the other stays rooted in personal journey. Which one resonates with you more? And now it's time for you to decide. Choose wisely. Take into consideration all 3 and possibly the previous rounds as well when deciding which one of these 2 movies is moving on to the finale. So make sure you head on over to the community tab and hit the link in the pinned comment or in the bio, but make sure you cast your vote. That is it for today's episode of CinemaVersus, where movies don't just compete, they show what they're actually made of. Next week will be the penultimate episode where we talk about the final 2 movies and figure out who is the winner. But until I see you again, make sure that you protect Black art, stream Black stories, and again now it's April. Damn. For the duration of this tournament, celebrate movement. I'll see you in the next round. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't about just movies. This is about what they represent. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, baby, because we're no longer just friends. I love you so much, and I am so excited to see how this is gonna shape out. I have a feeling I know who's gonna make it to the finale, but look, every time I thought I knew what the category was gonna call, it didn't work out that way. But I love you so much, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. If nobody has told you this, I love you, you matter, and keep shining.
Tú también deberías de creer en ti. Vales más de lo que pienso.
Until I see you next time. Bye.